For those of you that don't know what groundhoppers are, Martin, please explain.
Football, sliced and diced with Sedgemoor FM and Apex Soccer Group.
Before we get into talking about today's topic, let me just give you a quick invitation. If you are a fan of a local club or a player, or even a club official, or in any way involved in local grassroots football, then you'll want to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell to get notified of all our latest uploads, as and when they drop. On this channel, you'll also get some local interest stories, the occasional behind the scene, glimpses into our studio at Sedgemoor FM,
Don't you take my Yorkshire pudding
and of course, the occasional music related video too.
from me.
Hi there, gents. Well, thank you very much for joining us. We've got Andy and we've got Martin. They are groundhoppers. For those of you that don't know what groundhoppers are, Martin, please explain.
Okay, groundhoppers are people that go to a ground, tick it off in a book, and will never go back again. So basically, it's doing more, trying to get as many grounds in the league, if not all that league, and then go on to another league and just amass different grounds, so the country or even abroad or whatever. So they're all over the place, basically.
So within England, we have the 92 teams, and obviously that is the Prem, EFL, and National League.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you've done all 92.
I haven't.
You haven't? Okay.
No, I've done 78.
78 of the
Of
92.
the 92.
You spent too much time at PCA and Castle.
I spent too much time travelling to lower levels. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So, and what about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I'm nowhere near.
Nowhere
90s,
near.
No, I mean, I had a season ticket at Man United for a while for my sins. So I've done a few away grounds in the Premier League, and then with watching Bristol Rovers, I've done a few, through the divisions as they were sort of at yo-yoing. But most of my games are done in non-league levels. So I think I'm near about 300 grounds.
Okay.
So obviously, from speaking with Martin previous, nowhere near Martin.
Where are you?
I'm in 2000 plus.
2000 plus.
Yeah, so.
But you ground hop slightly differently, don't you? Because you obviously have AS Footy Reviews as well, and there's another level to why you ground hop. Explain that.
Yeah, so for myself, really, I was on a podcast, the Western League podcast, a few weeks back, and they were asking me if I'm a groundhopper. I kind of am, but I'm kind of not. So I basically turn up at the grounds. I carry out a live review on my Twitter feed as it happens, with pictures, videos, and obviously match action report. So I do repeat visits. I do try and build like relationships with various clubs, all across the areas, and obviously I don't mind doing repeat visits, but I know as a groundhopper rule it is, and once you don't go back to a degree, where obviously myself, I think I did the last two games of Bitton and Clevedon. It came up on my Footballogy. They were my 10th visit to those two grounds.
Yeah.
So I don't mind repeat visits as such, but it's more because of the reviewing side of things is what I'm doing, as opposed to visiting new grounds as such.
And you also do a bit of charity work while you're out and about.
Yeah, so I lost a friend of mine to cystic fibrosis, so I'm an ambassador with the Cystic Fibrosis Comfort Fund, which is a charity in Bristol that help people, children and young adults with cystic fibrosis. So
give them a proper shout out.
Yeah, so no, it's a great. To be fair, it is a great charity. I've been involved with them for a while since the passing of my friend Sam, and they made me an ambassador about 4 or 5 years ago. And then I've linked that in with doing my football reviewing that I do, and I've had loads of clubs on board with. I've got like a big charity banner which they hold pre-kick-off both teams. I've probably raised just over £10,000 through the non-league support of clubs and stuff. And we had a charity game against Chipping Sodbury this season, the first one I've ever done that, which went really well. We'll
pop a link up, and
brilliant.
Click on there, find out more, donate where we want, and obviously follow.
Yeah, obviously if everybody follows me on my Twitter page, there is a link to the charity website there, and then you can click and there's a donate link to there if people want to donate. But yeah, I mean, the support I've received from the non-league team has been absolutely incredible, and it allows me to keep the memories of my man going strong. I can talk about him. There's a lot of people that don't know a lot about cystic fibrosis, so it gives me the opportunity to speak about that as well. So it's good. It's good.
Fantastic. So Martin, on your travels, tell us some of the weird and wonderful places you've been to in your 2,000 plus grounds.
There was I've been to Albania I mean, if you ever want to go to a country, which is weird, go to Albania, really. I mean, we went for a friend of mine's stag do who runs Groundhop UK, or one of the blokes in Groundhop UK, and they decided where were they going to do for a stag do, and it was, let's do somewhere where you've never done. So we ended up in Albania, which absolutely mental.
And how many games did you watch while you were there?
We watched 5 games.
5 games, 5 different venues.
And it was just, from getting on the plane to getting off the plane, it was just absolutely hilarious.
So when it comes to, we'll come back to the UK. So when it comes to ground hopping, obviously you say about Groundhop UK, so there's certain groups that organise events and you do multiple games in a day or a weekend, don't you?
They stagger the kick-off times, so you can go from one game and they give you enough time to get to the other ground, do that one, and normally you can get 3. Sometimes, occasionally, they have 4 games in the day.
Yeah.
I'm getting old now where 4 games are a bit too much for me. But I used to do the 4.
So if anyone wanted to do a hop, as they call them, I've got the lingo, where can they find out and get involved? Because I'm assuming is there normally a sort of a Christmas hop and an Easter hop?
There is a Facebook page run by Groundhop UK that tell you what ones they're organising. But the Southwest Peninsula, they run their own ground hops, and they're normally Easter. But then it's this Easter is the last one they're doing for a couple of years. They're going to then swap it to somewhere else.
Okay.
Give them time for teams to change over, and so on. So yeah.
Cool. Well, look, thank you very much, gents.
No
Andy,
problem.
Martin, thank you for joining us. You clearly love what you do. You love getting out, watching football, and I can tell that people love having you rock up their ground, be part of the experience. So thank you for what you add to the game.
No problem.
Thank you very much for joining us. Obviously, if you've liked this podcast or any of the other podcasts, do give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. And until next time, thank you very much.